well, let's take you here now. Public sector workers are united in their pickets against government's 3% wage offer. They have launched pickets nationally, including outside the Public Service Coordinating Bargaining Council in Centurion. Now, Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana tabled a medium-term budget policy statement that accommodated a 3% increase in public wages. This amid a wage impasse between public servants who have threatened to strike, and government negotiations are continuing at the Public Service Coordinating Bargaining Council. SABC economics reporter Katlego Legodi is at the Bargaining Council and he joins us live now. Katlego, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. How are talks going at the moment? I mean, we do understand that, the chief negotiator at the Public Service Association is saying that the union has now obtained, a strike certificate, which then allows them to go on the strike come Thursday. Talk to us about how talks are going at the moment.
Most definitely, Unathi, a very good afternoon to you and to our viewers at home. It is a race against time to avert that strike action that is looming in the public sector. The workers here, they gathered very early to just picket outside the bargaining council. This is where talks are ongoing with their chief negotiators and some of them that have been pinpointed by the workers to just represent them where this process is concerned. They've actually braved the dusty streets of Centurion here outside the bargaining council to just make sure that they demonstrate united. We have members of FEDUSA, a federation. We have members of SAF to the federation. We have members of COSATU, the federation as well, that are here. They've gathered here, united in song as they look towards this process that is unfolding at the bargaining council, rejecting that 3% wage offer. Unathi saying that is something that is not going to help them, and slamming government for making that pronouncement of the 3%, saying that that is just against the spirit of collective bargaining, as talks are still ongoing here, saying that government has really been negotiating in bad faith where this process is concerned. The workers, Unathi, are calling for about 10% and above inflation wage increment, and they're saying that indeed they're looking towards this process here to ensure that it gives them a satisfactory response that will make them to in any way not down tools come Thursday. But I'm going to invite some of them. I've been speaking to their leaders, but let's just hear the voices of the workers. Sir, thank you very much for joining us. What are you actually looking forward to where this process is concerned here? The talks are ongoing, and as workers, we see that you are picketing here today.
No, we are here for the issue of 3%. Actually, we need 10% because of from level 1 to level 5. It's too little, 3% for the workers. All the workers are complaining. As a chairperson of the union, we feel that amount of 3% is too small to afford our needs in our families. Because if you can look in 3%, if you can divide it into that thing, it's too little. That's why we say we are playing for 10% as the employee of South African Police Services.
All right, sir. Thank you very much for your time. Let me bring in OC, who's also here from SAPU. We're seeing that you also joined in on the pickets here, just steadfast in rejecting that 3% by government. Let us in on what you're looking forward to, where this process here is concerned.
This process is dragging for way too long. What we are looking for is getting justice for the employees. What we are looking for is making the living wage a better workable thing for the employees. Right now, the government is just showing a middle finger to all government workers who are the backbone of this country. They are able to give themselves monies that they actually don't need and want to exempt themselves from paying for essential services that they should. But they expect the backbone of this country to actually be on the ground working. They worked during COVID. There was nothing wrong with that, but then you cannot give them money. That is not fair. The SAPS itself is not able to translate the Public Service Act into the police. These are the fights we are fighting. We are looking for the cost of living to be adjusted. Electricity is up. The petrol price is going up. The cost of living generally is up. So what are they saying to that? So it is really not fair. We are here, we are fighting for the employees, we are fighting for our members. And Amandla.
Thank you very much. Let me bring in Ntate. You actually are privy to what has been happening there behind closed doors. You formed part of those that are negotiating here today. Maybe give us an update and our viewers an update in terms of how our talks are going. Is government still, standing on that 3%, or we can see some sort of a move where that offer is concerned?
No, thank you very much. As far as we have been briefed shortly a while ago, the government is still insisting on their position, but our negotiators are also steadfast in that members are pregnant with expectation. It's been too long. Workers are expected to feed from the crumbs that fall from the minister's table. As you will remember, members got the 3%, and since 2020, in fact, if you take into account the impact of COVID, it's too much for workers. Hence, we are saying it's a make or break moment for us as workers. It's for us now or never. We are not going back. If we don't get what we want, we will execute one of our options, which will be industrial actions. But we are enough. We are saying enough is enough from where we stand as workers. If the government does not accede, we'll meet in the street. That's the language that the employer will understand.
Thank you very much, sir. Those are the voices of the workers that have gathered here. Most of them gathered here from very early in the morning to form part of the demonstrations here. United, looking forward to that process that is taking place behind closed doors. You can imagine that they're saying that a strike action would be disastrous for the public services. You can imagine that the public sector is one that accommodates nurses, it accommodates doctors, it accommodates also the police and traffic officials that guard our borders as well. They're saying that if that strike action indeed goes ahead on Thursday, it will be disastrous. So they're pointing and looking to government to come through with an offer that would be satisfactory. But hearing what they're saying here, it looks like government is not willing to move from that 3%, and the workers are resolute to say it's pointing to the downing of tools and industrial action that will follow, this being on Thursday going forward. Unati?
All right, SABC economics reporter there, Katlego Legodi, of course, he's coming to us live there from the Bargaining Council. And of course, we'll be speaking to one of the union leaders around talks with government that are currently ongoing. This will happen, of course, after the short break. But the union has obtained a strike certificate, we understand, which now allows the workers to embark on an industrial action strike from the 3rd of November. If unions do fail to reach a wage agreement with a government, which of course is the employer. And as if you heard there from Katlego, this is a disastrous for public sector if indeed the strike does go ahead on Thursday. So we'll be hearing from one of the unions that are embarking on the pickets currently happening today.